Songs in the Night, August 16th. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Psalm 122, 6. These words are as true of the Jerusalem, the higher, and her children of peace as of the earthly Jerusalem. Those who are praying the Lord's blessing upon his cause are seeking to serve it and are proportionately blessed. Those who are indifferent to the welfare of Zion and the Lord's cause now are standing in a slippery place and are in great danger of falling. It keeps us humble as we remember our needs, and it strengthens us as we remember the Lord's sufficiency and his willingness to pour out his blessing in answer to our prayers. These prayers and the divine power to which they are attached are to our hearts a bulwark against the many Satan-blinded foes who beset us continually because of our loyalty to the Lord and to his word. Reprint 2576.
Okay, welcome to the deep dive. Today is August 16th, and we're looking at a phrase, maybe a familiar one, Psalm 122.6, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. But it's not quite that simple. The source we're digging into today, Songs in the Night, August 16th, it takes this ancient line and gives it, well, a much deeper, more personal spin than you might expect.
Right, and what's really fascinating is how the source immediately broadens that idea. It makes it clear, these words aren't just about the actual city, the earthly Jerusalem. It talks about a higher Jerusalem.
Oh, higher Jerusalem, okay.
Yes, which the text sort of defines as maybe a spiritual community or a divine purpose. And it mentions its children of peace, too, the people aligned with that purpose. So our mission today really is to unpack what that means, the profound implications, according to the source, for your own well-being and even protection.
That's quite a reframing. So, okay, let's unpack this. If we follow the source, what's the direct impact? What happens if we really engage with this idea? Or what if we just ignore it?
Well, the source is pretty stark about it. It draws a very clear line. It says, those who actively pray for the Lord's blessing upon his cause, which it sees as, focusing on this bigger spiritual mission. They're also seeking to serve that cause. And the result, they are, quote, proportionately blessed.
Proportionately. So the more you put in, the more you get back in terms of stability.
Exactly. Your own personal stability, your well-being, it scales. But on the flip side, it gives a warning. Those indifferent to the welfare of Zion and the Lord's cause now, basically anyone neglecting this spiritual community or mission, they're standing in a slippery place.
Yeah.
And in great danger of falling.
Wow, okay. A slippery place. So it's not just about, avoiding danger. What about the positive side, the internal stuff? What does the source say happens inside us when we engage in these prayers? Does it change us?
Yeah, it does. And it's this interesting spiritual dynamic, almost a paradox. The source says these prayers do two key things internally. First, they keep us humble as we remember our needs.
Right, keeps you grounded.
Exactly. Stops you getting arrogant or thinking you're totally self-sufficient. But then at the same time, by shifting your focus outward, it strengthens us as we remember the Lord's sufficiency, which the source describes as this endless supply of help and guidance.
Oh, okay.
And his willingness to pour out his blessing in answer to our prayers. So you admit your limits, but that actually becomes a way to tap into profound inner resilience.
That's really powerful for building that inner fortitude, isn't it? But the world throws stuff at us, right? External challenges. The source seems to hint this isn't just about finding inner peace and staying there. How does it frame this practice as an active defense?
Right. It's not just passive.
Yeah.
And this is where the text uses some really striking imagery. It says these prayers, when they're combined with divine power, they actually form a bulwark.
A bulwark, like a fortress wall.
Yeah, essentially a strong, protective, defensive wall. And it's a bulwark against the many Satan-blinded foes who beset us continually because of our loyalty to the Lord and to his word.
Whoa, okay. Satan-blinded foes. That's strong language.
It is. It uses this almost, battle-like terminology. It's emphasizing a really robust shielding aspect. It frames those external challenges not just as, difficulties, but as active opposition. And this dedication, this prayerful focus, acts as a powerful sort of spiritual defense against that.
So bringing this all together then, we started with what seemed like a straightforward ancient line, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. But this deep dive into the Songs in the Night August 16th source, wow, it's really shown a surprising depth, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
It's not just about a place on a map, it's this concept of a higher Jerusalem, a bigger cause, and how actively engaging with that can seriously impact our own well-being, our inner state, and even act as, well, a shield.
Exactly. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, what the source is really getting at, I think, is the power of dedicating your focus, your intention, to something larger than yourself.
Yeah.
It argues that doing so yields profound benefits. It builds that internal strength, keeping you humble, but also empowered, because you're recognizing this limitless resource as the text sees it.
Right.
And crucially, it acts as that defense, that bulwark against the inevitable external pressures and conflicts that come up. Especially, the source suggests, when you stay true to a higher purpose. It's really presented as a kind of strategic shift in perspective, one that the text insists brings significant personal and protective rewards.
Which really leaves us, and you listening, with a thought to chew on, doesn't it? Thinking about your own life. What higher Jerusalem, what larger cause or community might benefit from your intentional focus and dedication? And maybe more personally, what kind of strength or what kind of bulwark might building that focus provide for you?